Hello. I feel like this camera is angled a little awkwardly. I just moved it. It is we're starting week number 7, and this is a 14-week class, so that means we're halfway through, and I'm going to talk about that more in just a minute. Last week, week number 6, you completed 7.1 and 8.2 in Hawks. We kind of had a shorter week because of fall break, so you're talking about probability and also interpreting data with pie charts and bar graphs and line graphs and histograms and things like that. So we're going to continue that this week using the data that you reported on for your multiple intelligence survey. I think that was week number 5. But the week before fall break, you took the multiple intelligence survey, and I've tallied everyone that responded. Here are all the responses. We only had 12 people that responded. I'm including myself, so 12 people posted their top 3, which gives us 36. That's why when you open the lab, you'll see that there are 36 representations. We didn't actually have 36 people, but each person represents 3 different types of intelligences. I was trying to find the paper where I combined what everybody was. So my top intelligence is self, and we had quite a few self. That was actually the number 1 intelligence in our class. And an interesting thing about that is it makes sense that a self person would take an online class, because a self person wants to be able to do the work by themselves, and a self person doesn't want to work with others, for the most part. So I thought that was interesting. The number 1 intelligence in our class is self, and this is an online class. And the least popular was logic and math. No surprise there. That's typically not a very high intelligence, particularly in this class. People just don't stand out in logic and math, and neither do I. It's not one of my top intelligences either. So I'm not being ugly when I say that. It's just not. But anyway, I love that, survey. I think it's great. I was just talking to somebody at lunch about it the other day, and she also was a self person, and with so many similarities that we found amongst ourselves being self-intelligence. Okay, anyway, let me move on from that, because I could talk all day about the multiple intelligence survey. So you did that last week. You did 7.1 in Hawks and 8.2 in Hawks. This week, let me make sure I'm not missing anything. You're going to do quite a few things, but none of them are super labor intensive. You are going to complete a multiple intelligence lab. What you're going to do is you're going to take the data. Here it is. Again, this is actually what you guys reported on the discussion board. And you're going to make a pie chart. You're going to make a bar graph. And then you're going to answer some questions about that data. And again, it's directly off the discussion board post that we did 2 weeks ago. You're also going to complete a review in Hawks of Chapter 7 and Chapter 8. And then you're going to take an unproctored quiz. In other words, you can use anything you want to use. You can, you can use your notes. You can use a calculator. It's unproctored. So it will count as an unproctored quiz. If you look on Moodle, those proctored quizzes are weighted a little bit more than unproctored quizzes. So you'll take this one, at your own time, at your own convenience, and you don't have to set up any kind of appointments. And then the last thing we're going to do this week is a reflection board post. We are halfway through with this course, and so I want you to give me some feedback. I know that last week you were supposed to complete an instructor's course evaluation. I hope you did that. I think I forgot to remind you, but anyway, it was due Friday the 21st, 22nd. I'm not sure. But this is just a reflection board post for me and you. I just want to get an idea for how you feel like things are going. I am always looking for ways to improve this class. So please, I would love some constructive criticism. I don't want anybody to be super ugly and nasty, but I'm all for constructive criticism. So if you have some ideas or some suggestions, some things you do not like, some things that you wish I would change, again, there's a nice way to constructively criticize someone. So be respectful, but don't be scared, okay? Because I want to do better, and I can't do better unless people say, hey, Leslie, I didn't like the way you did this, or I didn't like your weekly videos. I feel like they were a waste of my time. Whatever. And of course, everybody has a different experience. Some people like the personal videos and some people don't. So I'm not saying that, your experience is valid for you, but please let me know, give me some feedback on that. I would really appreciate it. I think that's it for this week. Again, the quiz is not proctored, so you don't have to set up any appointments. Looking ahead after this, we're going to start, well, obviously like another chapter, mean, median, and mode, which is not on Hawks. And then we'll move into linear equations. And so that's coming up. My plan, just in case you're wondering, is to have one more proctored quiz and one more unproctored. So when the course ends, you will have had 2 proctored quizzes and 2 unproctored quizzes. So I'll talk about that more later. Some people have been asking me, like, when is it going to be a proctored quiz? I mean, I'm not exactly sure. It just kind of depends on life and what happens. We're definitely going to have a proctored final exam. And I plan on proctoring one more quiz, but it won't be this week, so you're in luck. Anyway, I hope you have a great week. It is time to register for your spring 2022. Where's the time gone? It's time to register. So if you would reach out to your advisor, you can reach out to me. If you don't know your advisor, I can let you know who that person is that you need to contact. You can look at the courses we have them available on our website. If you go under academics, you can find all the classes. You can separate them by Scotland County or Hamlet, online classes, face-to-face classes. But it is time to register for spring 2022. So I hope you'll seek out your advisor and get registered for next semester. Thanks. Have a good week.